Hey everybody! Welcome to day two of Mama's Con. Oh my gosh, day one was so amazing, so amazing. So I'm so glad to be able to be a part of day two. My name is Teara Stewart, and I am here today to speak to you about loving her today, right? Um, it's pretty fascinating what love her really means because everyone takes that to mean something different. And for me, it means taking time out for you. Oftentimes, we find that we pour and we pour and we pour and we give and we give and we give, and we have little to nothing left for ourselves. So, love her is super important to me. It actually was birthed from the previous conference that I did with Miss Monica Reed, which was Renew You. And we spoke about loving her and we spoke about all of those things that it meant. And from there, God was like, T, I think this is your niche. This is where you need to go into because I myself suffered with lack of confidence and lack the feeling that I'm not enough and the feeling that I'm not important and the feeling that I'm always going to be someone's support system, right? And who's going to actually support me? But I'm learning, and I have learned that you have to teach people how to treat you. And that goes for any type of relationship. That's for family, that's for friends, that's for coworkers, that's for anyone that comes into your circle, right? So that's what Love Her is about. Love Her is taking that time to focus on you, to focus on you and to focus on who you are and who God says that you are and what He has for you. I was just speaking a few minutes ago. One tip that I want to give you, I'm going to give you a couple tips throughout the course of my speaking, but one tip is make time. Did you hear me? Make time for you. The reason why I say make time for you and I stress that is because if you really think about it, when you're at work, if you work in your 9 to 5 job, right, you're giving and giving and giving and giving and giving to that company. Who actually comes into your office space or to your area and say, hey, do you need 5 minutes? Do you need time to catch your breath? Do you need a second? The phones are ringing off the hook. Everyone is coming to you and they have so many demands on you. You have project over project, deadline over deadline, and no one stops to say, hey, do you need anything? Do you need help? When you're at home, you walk through the door from working 9 to 5 and you walk in at 5:30 and here we are 5:31. You put your bag down and what do? You head to the kitchen and you start cooking. You head to the kids' rooms and check over homework. You head to, bedroom and try and take clothes off and get yourself together to mentally prepare yourself for the night. But as you're doing that, every step you take, there's someone hanging on your leg and there's someone asking you questions and there's mama this and there's mama that and there's baby this and there's baby that from husband. So you have to make time for you. And one of the things that I do is I go to my car. It sounds funny, but I do. I escape to my car and it helps. It really does help. You're in the solitude, you're in the area, you can pray, you can cry, you can scream, you can do whatever it is that you need to do in the solitude of in the confinement of your car. Or you can find a closet, you can find some space, some area that you can make time for you. Because that's where you need to renew. You need to refresh, you need to regroup, right? So that's all a part of loving her. That's all a part of loving you. Like you have to be okay in order to help someone else. Because if you really think about it, when you're absolutely tired and you're absolutely at your wits' end, how good are you to those around you? When you go into work and you're just beat down, worn out, you didn't get enough sleep the night before, you're thinking about everyone else's responsibilities and everyone else's projects and all of those things. When you go into that office, are you really giving them 100%? Are you really giving them what they need from you? Because you're still empty from the day before. So you haven't quite made the time to refill and to refresh. So you have to do that for you. You have to do that for your sanity. You have to be able to focus on you. Tip number 2, it's okay to say no. Oh, mind blowing, right? But it's okay to say no. It is okay to say, I am not available to do this at that time. It's okay to say, I cannot help you. It's okay to say, right now, I need 10 minutes and then I'll come back to it. If that's something that you want to do, but if you don't want to do it at all and you can't really dedicate the time to, it's okay to say no. We get to the point to where everyone requires everything and everything has to be a yes, and we're popcorn generation, so everything has to be now, 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 and I need you now, and I want this now, and I need this, and it's like you don't have time to catch up with it. You're in a whirlwind, you're in a tailspin, and everything is going crazy. But it's okay to say no. I had to learn that. I'm gonna tell you, the first time I said no, I started hyperventilating because I was like, oh my God, I just said no. Like, is that really a thing? Like, is that okay? And I waited for the response of the other person. And it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. So then I said no again. And I didn't hyperventilate as much, but I still waited for the response of the other person. And I was like, oh, okay. This is cool. Like, this is really cool. I can do this. I can do this. I haven't become the no queen or anything, though. Working on that, working on that. But I'm learning that it's okay for my sanity and for my peace, that it's okay to say no. Um, it's okay to say no. Now, so tip number 1, make time for you. Tip number 2, it is okay to say no. Tip number 3. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this one? It's okay to be lazy sometimes, or what we say lazy, right? It's okay for you to sleep past 7 o'clock on a Saturday. It's okay for you to go to bed early and just not want to have anything to do with anything. It's okay to, some of us are like super OCD, so it's like everything has to be clean and everything has to be put away and everything. It's okay to not fold those clothes for that moment and just take a breather and just binge watch your favorite show. It's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes you have to disconnect. Sometimes you have to unplug. Sometimes you have to kind of remove yourself from certain situations so that you can get a fresh breath and you can get a fresh perspective and you can get a fresh win. I have 3 kids, right? So 3 boys. And my oldest son is in the sports. He's into basketball. And there's a game 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm that mom that makes every game. I'm at every game and I'm yelling and screaming and doing all those good things. And games aren't over until 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then you come home because you have to be there at a certain time to get him there, get him situated, get everything going on. Straight from school, he's going to practice. You have to get food to him. And I'm coming from work and I have to get other kids. And it's just so busy, 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 busy. So at 9 o'clock when you're getting home, you're looking at all the things that you couldn't tackle because you were away from home. So here you are tackling those things and you look up and it's midnight and you're exhausted. You're exhausted and you're tired and you're worn out. And everyone else is expecting you to still feed them. They're expecting you to still make sure that their clothes are together for the next day. They're expecting you to make sure that lunch is prepared for them for the next day. They're expecting everything to be done from you. And you look up and it's midnight, right? And you have to be up for, be it your home business or the business at the office, you have to be up 6:30, 7 o'clock. So it's okay to unplug and it's okay to say no and it's okay to say, not doing it today, not doing it today. It's okay. Had to learn that. Had to learn that. Still learning certain, ways to really incorporate that in all aspects of my life because even with friends and family, family members, they feel that because you're family, you have to do certain things and you have to do when they want you to do it. And it's okay for you to say, hey, I'll get this done, but it has to be on my time, and it has to be when I'm available to give you my undivided attention. And when I'm able to give that project my undivided attention. And they may react differently at the beginning, but the more you teach them and train them on how to treat you, the better off it'll be, and the more it'll become second nature to where they'll be able to respect your time, and you'll be able to respect your time as well, because you are important. You are important. You are the backbone of the family. You are the helpmeet. You're the one that's behind the husband. If you're married mom, you're behind them pushing the family. If you're a single mom, you're the one holding it down. If you're the bonus mom, you're the one sharing the responsibility. If you're the other mom, you're the one stepping in. So you have to be okay. And that's what Love Her is about. Love Her is a community that is just there to pour into women, like just pour into each other, to build us where we are torn down, to fill us where we are empty, and to strengthen us where we are weak. Because everyone wants to be super mom, right? Everyone wants to be superwoman. It's an expectation. It's an expectation for us to be super. But guess what? Even the superheroes have a weakness. Even the superheroes have a weakness. So it's okay for you to recharge. It's okay for you to regroup. It's okay for you to regenerate. It's okay. And that's what Love Her today is about. Don't go another moment putting yourself on the back burner. I had to learn that self care is not selfish. Self care is actually super important, because if I can't care for myself, then I can't care for you. Because if I work and work and work and work and work and work and work until I'm tirelessly just at my wits' end and done, and my body just shuts down on me and say, hey, okay, that's enough, you can't go anymore, and I get super sick, who's going to do it? Right? Who's going to do it? They're going to have to figure it out then. So let's not get ourselves to that point of where they have to figure it out. Let's start training them, and let's start training ourselves to say, okay, I'm important enough to take 20 minutes. I'm important enough to take 30 minutes. I'm important enough to take an hour. I'm important enough to take a day. I'm important enough to go to the spa and have a massage and get a manicure and get a pedicure and turn my phone off and let whomever is keeping the kids tend to whatever is going on, right? Let them deal with it. Let them figure it out, because you are important. Love her today. Love her right now. Don't take another moment where you're saying, okay, I'm going to start it tomorrow, because tomorrow turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into tomorrow. And that you look up and we're at May 2nd, and you look up again, we're at June 2nd, and you're still not taking time for yourself. And then by August 2nd, you're worn out. You're beat down. You can't go anymore. And guess what? Those around you, they don't pay attention to the fact that you're beat down and worn out. They just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until they get the final drop out. So you have to tell them, hey, time out. I need a timeout. I need 5. I need 5. I need you to give me a break. That's what Love Her is about. That's what doing it now is. Do it now. Don't put it off. Another moment, another day, another second. Don't put it off. Begin to write out your plan, even if you have to plan it out. So I know that we have some of us that plan out our days. You're going to do this at 7, this at 8, this at 9. You have your days planned out. Plan in you time. If you're that type of person, plan in you time. Put it on the refrigerator. Put it on the poster board. Put it somewhere where the family can see it. If you're the type of family where you guys have family conferences where you get together and you talk about it and you plan your week out and you're planning your dinner and you're planning all of these things, plan it out. Plan it out and put it where everyone can see it and everyone knows, hey, from 10 to 10:30, that's mama time. That means no one can talk to me. No one, I'm unreachable, I'm untouchable. Even if you see me, pretend that I'm invisible, basically. I don't know. I haven't quite gotten to that point because I don't know how that will work out with my 5-year-old. There's nothing invisible to him. So that's why I have to go to my car. I have to literally run away. Sometimes you have to do that though. Sometimes you have to run away. Sometimes you have to just escape. Plan a girls' weekend. Plan a girls' weekend. Once we can get back to planning things and being around people, um, plan you a girls' weekend or plan you a time where even if you and your girlfriend, even now when you have to be in quarantine and you have to be social distancing, plan a time where you guys find a big open space in a park. She lifts her trunk, you lift your trunk, you guys sit in the trunk with a blanket and you just laugh and you talk and you spend that time to really have mama free conversation, have adult conversation. Talk about things that interest you because I find that as moms, we're so focused on taking care of everything until the things that interest us and the things that we want to do get put on the back burner. So the business that you've always wanted to start and you dreamed about and you have the business plan for and you have done all the things for, you have the logo for it, right? You have the pictures picked out for it, you have all of those things that you want to do for it. You put that on the back burner. So here we are, 3 years you've been planning it and you haven't started. Sis, launch that business. Launch that business. It's you time. It's you time. Write that book. It's you time. It is time for you. Write it. Do it. Do it. Today. Not tomorrow. Today. Write the song. Record the album. I don't know. Whatever it is that you are wanting to do or that you have been wanting to do that you've put off for family and for friends and for all of those things, it's okay for you to do it. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. Remember, self-care is not selfish. You have to be okay in order to take care of everyone else. You are responsible for your own happiness. No one else can do it. You won't find it in anything else. It has to come from within. You are responsible. And when you're happy and when you're content with yourself, everyone else around you is happy and everyone else around you is content with themselves. It changes the atmosphere. Truthfully, I'll tell you a little secret. I've been home since March 18th. March 18th. And last week, out the blue, my husband came to me and he's like, this break, it's done you some good. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I just find that you're happier now. You're around here singing and stuff. You're like the old T again. But before, I never realized it, right? I never realized that I was just so tired. I was so tired and I was so worn out and I was just so busy. And now I don't have any games that I'm running to. I don't have any activities that are taking up all my time because my days were jam packed. Now I'm still busy, but it's not the same way that it used to be. It's not as busy and as jam packed where every second on the second was taken up with something. And you start to notice, others start to notice and they start to see. And then I had to think about it. I was like, you're right. I haven't really been snapping lately. I haven't been fussing as much. I haven't been short tempered. I haven't been all those things. So it's like, the break. It helps to take time. Now, this was forced time, right? But this should get us in a different pattern. This should help us begin a new normal for us, right? Taking time out for us should be part of this new normal that the world is developing. It's like if we can manage for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, however long we've been in the house, I lost count. But if we can manage to set time aside and slow things down and the things that still needed to be done are done, then guess what? You can do this on a regular basis. Love her today. Love her right now. So again, make time for you. When everything ramps back up and everything, you go back to the office and you go back to the business and you go back to all of those things, full steam ahead, trying to play catch up from the time that you left, don't lose you. Make time. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Start practicing. It's okay to say no. And it's okay to unplug, to just have a lazy moment, if you want to say that. But it's okay to unplug. It's okay to disconnect yourself from it. It's okay to do all of those things. So I'm so excited that you guys took the time out to be a part of this today and to hear what I had to say. I pray that it, penetrated your hearts and penetrated your minds, and that you guys are going to start to love her right now, right now. Thank you again for listening. I appreciate you. Bye.